It's sexy, we say no.
What's that?
As you can see, these fools want to start trouble. There are many of them, so the only way to survive is to keep on walking.
Are you dumb?
But, ladies and gentlemen, we have a complete fool that wants me dead.
Monko, come and deal with these fools.
Deal with who? Monko should deal with them. No, look at the fool. No, look at the fool. She is safe and I am about to die. Bring him here, man. What's happening? Tell your father to deal with this.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Nadia.
And it's me, Coach T.
And we are two average people.
Yes, we are.
Y'all see the shirt?
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Follow directions.
Make sure you like and subscribe, y'all.
All right.
Thank you for all your support. Thank you for following us. Thank you for watching our content. We're going to jump right into this one. This is a good one, y'all. So
here we go.
Yo, this man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watch, and they don't give a
Brick is.
yeah. This man hit me, grabbed a rock, and it hit me in my face because I would have given him my number. And all y'all just watch. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? What y'all do? I want y'all to be a man. I want y'all to be a man and do something. Y'all gonna let a man hit me in my face? Have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this? I never did anything in my life to hurt anybody. Literally, a man asked me for my number. I said no, and he picked up a brick in front of so many men and was like, what you gonna do? And I told all these men, like, yo, why this man got a brick on my face? And he's holding a brick, and all these is watching, and nobody does nothing.
So obviously, you know,
we don't condone violence.
Any type of violence like that.
If you're a whole dude putting your hands on a woman in any kind of way other than a way that she would appreciate, dude, you're not a man to me, first and foremost. But more importantly, I think it's important that we do protect our women. And as black people, I think it's important that we do protect black women. And I think that is an important sentiment that we need to make sure we actually do in the community and that we actually do teach our children. That being said, I actually believe that you don't get to decide what protection looks like if you are the one being protected. You don't get both. You got to pick one. Either you want to be protected and therefore have to fall under the boundaries of what that looks like, or you don't want the protection and can do as you please. I respect it either way, but I've also been the guy who has stepped up and spoken on behalf of black women and women in general. And I've seen a few things in my life from doing that, put myself in some awkward positions from doing that. And now that I have a more grown experience, I have responsibilities and a wife and a child who looks up to me and who needs me. I have some differing opinions on what protection looks like in context.
Hold on. You brought it up. Now I want to know what does protection of a black woman look like from the protector? One, and two, what now that as you said, you know, you have a wife and a child, what does that look like for you when it relates to the black woman as a whole, on a whole? I mean, I guess I could be asking the same question.
Well, no, one's more macro, one's more micro. So on the macro level, I think as a community, we can't let our people continue to be victimized. And one of the things that I think is most important, especially in our community, is the fact that we have always protected each other on some way or somehow. Now, what I mean by that is I don't mean in this instance, you know, dude ratted me out, and that instance, shorty sold me out. That's not what I mean. I mean, collectively, as a community, we've had to stick together. At the majority, we were 13% of the entire U.S. population. We've had to stick together on some level to make it this far, as evidenced by everything from the civil rights movement, BLM, hell, the Million Man March. That a lot of these things show you that we are more unified than sometimes the media likes to present that we are.
Yeah.
So on a macro level, looking at us all on the whole, absolutely, we don't need to lose that sense of virtue, that sense of sacredness for our women, because I think as a woman, you are special, you are divine. And in order for me to make sure that I'm always doing God's work in our community, I think protecting women is a big deal.
Yeah.
And I think it's important because I think women are the arbiters of culture. And without women and protecting them, not protecting women is like not protecting our culture.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay, so that's on a macro level.
Yeah.
But the realities don't happen on the macro. The realities of the world happen on the micro level.
Yeah.
So let's distill this all the way down. I'm going to tell you a story. I was in college. I was at the subway station. And I was looking to get on either the subway or something, or just about to get on. And I saw a man, black man, harassing a black woman. Now, what does harassing mean in context? Harassing means he was aggressive with her. He was grabbing at her forcefully. He was speaking to her roughly. They were not together. He just tried to roll up. One of those situations where he tried to roll up, has zero game or whatever, and started to catch a fit when she said, hell no.
Right.
Okay? He clearly had something to drink to me because he was slurring his words a little bit. And so, yeah, I'm a college kid. I'm just walking by. I don't know either of them. And I see it happening. So I immediately like, hey, what you doing? And he told me to mind my effing business. Salute to him. Good luck with that. I didn't. Wasn't going to. So I immediately just put myself in between them, between the two of them. He obviously let her go, but now his attention's on me. And now he starts to buck at me. So he's bucking and he's going, and I'm just kind of looking at him like, okay, whatever we're going to do, we're going to do. So let's just get to it if we're going to get to it. Now, I'm a young man full of pip and vigor, so I'm ready to go. I'm ready to tussle. I'm all about it. And I think he kind of saw that, and he was like, you know what? No, I don't want that. I don't want that smoke. You don't want that smoke. That's for sure. But I didn't honestly want it either. But I also wasn't going to see this woman have to take it because I just didn't bother. I didn't want it. You understand what I'm saying? The situation ended up resolving itself. The lady was very appreciative. She went about her business. I went about my business. He went about his business. Not a bad situation in the grand scheme of things. But it taught me something. It taught me that standing up for what is right can yield to some really, really good results because that lady was safe. I didn't need nothing from her. I didn't be like, I didn't pull the old, well, can I have your number now? No, it wasn't that part. It wasn't that kind of party. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't that. It was just, hey, she's safe. We good. All's well that ends well. Let's move about the cabin. That's one story. I remember another story though that went different. I was driving up and down Silver Spring, New Hampshire Avenue, and I saw a lady literally getting struck. She was getting hit. Like he hit her. And so I'm like, hey. And he didn't have a chance to respond because she jumped up and was like, hey, you mind your fucking business. I'll call the police. And I was like, what?
Yikes.
Baby, you bleeding. You're bleeding. And you can call the police on me? Bye, bitch. Because at the end of the day, she was where she wanted to be. Who am I to tell her otherwise? And honestly, that's the truth. So that also taught me a lesson. That taught me that my version of safety can't be pushed on other people. Right? So that's two situations now. And there are more, but these are the two that contrast. So they're the ones that allow me to go A and B. Now, I'm a grown man now. I'm with my wife. My job is to protect her, my family, my daughter. It's another black woman I got to protect. I have a mom.
Y'all see it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'll come get you.
Yeah. Don't mess. Don't mess. Sorry, babe. Go ahead. Y'all know we gotta laugh a little bit. Okay. No, seriously.
So
I'm hearing you.
I have my wife, I have my daughter, I have my home I need to protect.
Yeah.
So if something goes bump in the night, daddy's instructions are clear. Everybody stay where they are until I get back. And if the alarm goes off, it is what it is. Daddy has to go. And I have no problem. I don't mind. But that being said, if I rush into the situation in my second story and something happens and I injure myself, I get into some sort of strange litigation scenario now because now I'm getting sued by a person because we ended up in a fight, or some woman decides that now she wants to call. Now I have a police interaction that I have to deal with that I involve myself in, or worse, losing my life behind somebody that didn't even want to be saved because of my own arrogance in a situation, trying to decide for somebody else what safety and protection should look like. I don't personally think it's fair to have my wife, my daughter, my mother, my sister, my aunts, my family, who are all black women, to suffer that because I needed to be noble. The idea of being noble in a street full of gangsters, thugs, and bad characters is silly because nobility no longer has a play. We're now talking about safety and survival. Safety and survival. Nobility has nothing to do with it. We can be noble after.
Part of being the protector is knowing when.
It's knowing
you
when.
need to be like, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm not. This is not.
This ain't it.
This is about to be a 2-part, y'all, because we have so much to say on this. But we have to know when to say. They have to know when to say. You know what? I see that happening, but I'm gonna leave. But also, I see this happening, and I need to jump in for whatever reason. I remember when this really became like at the forefront of my mind about. We had a really deep discussion about this. We were in Best Buy.
Oh yeah,
it was the three of us, the two of us and our daughter.
Yeah.
It was after work one day. I think we had to buy something for the house. And so he's very like, okay, if we got to go out after work, let's just go. I don't want to come home and get settled and comfortable and have to go back out. So he had on his nice pants and shirt. Nice. It was winter.
I had my
so he had on a pea coat on.
Yeah.
And London and I were just running around. London wants to look at the toys, and he went off looking for whatever it is he needed to look for in the store. Keeping himself occupied. All I remember is he comes up to me and he says, "We need to leave now."
It's time to go.
Okay. So I'm like, London, let's go. Let's go.
Now, hold up.
Now,
we got to pause right here. Shout out to this black woman who understood, because when I said it's time to go, she said it's time to go. It wasn't 20 questions. It wasn't, why is it time to go? I ain't going nowhere. Nope. It's time to go, because she understood either the tone and how did you understand?
I knew that something was happening, but I needed to just follow directions at that moment, just because of the way he said it, right? I don't know if he saw somebody with a gun. I don't know if he saw somebody steal something. I don't know if he saw police. I don't know what he saw. But what I do know is he was like, it's time to go. So I shut up and took our daughter and we left.
Straight away.
And then when we got in the car, he explained everything to me. And so, babe, what was your experience? Because I know from what you told me, but what was your experience? What was the I don't want to get too deep into this because we're talking about protecting black women, but what was it that made you say, my wife and my daughter aren't safe here?
Well, it wasn't so much that you guys weren't safe. It's that I specifically wasn't. I was getting followed by the cop who was in the store. Now, the cop was clearly assigned to monitor the store, but it was an actual police officer, not a security guard, an actual police officer.
Yeah.
And he was following me through the store and watching me. And the problem is I'm not dressed like anybody. I'm dressed like I'm coming from work. I have my dress shoes on, my slacks, my button down and a tie and a jacket and my pea coat. There's no reason you should be following me. I came in with my wife and daughter. I'm the least suspicious person in the building, but you're following. And when I say following me, I mean up and down the aisles. So I'm like, okay, this guy is not just looking for not just looking for a suspect. He's looking for a problem, and he's going to find it no matter what he sees. So you know what? I don't want my wife now, if it was just me, I'd have stayed and handled my business because I wasn't doing anything, and I'd have stood on that. But that's not the point. In that moment, I'm exposing my wife and my daughter to possibly seeing me go through a police encounter. That's a whole different ballgame, because now I have to ask her to keep her cool while I'm getting accosted by police potentially. I'm having to ask her to watch my daughter and keep her calm and safe while daddy's going through a police interaction. Now, could everything have gone fine? Sure. But I saw it coming. So I could see it coming. No, I'm just going to bow out the situation entirely. What we needed was not that important. We couldn't order it from Amazon. There was no reason to take any of us through any of that. So I decided we weren't going to. It's time to go.
I learned we talked so much after that conversation, and I learned a lot. Okay, when I say it's time to go, he's like, when I say it's time to go, it's time to go. And what is so, I think, hard for Black women is a lot of us have never felt protected.
Right.
Growing up,
right.
We haven't felt protected. In relationships, we haven't felt protected.
Right.
So we really sometimes don't even know what that really looks like.
That's fair.
And that's so hard because all you know is how not to feel protected because that's all you've experienced. Yeah. But what does real protection look like for a Black woman, right? What does that look like? Sometimes they say, well, you can't determine that because you're not the protector.
You're not the protector.
But we do know what it feels like to feel unprotected.
That's fair.
So where is that? Where do we do get a say in how we feel, whether we feel protected or not? But we are also not the protector either. So it's such that's the part of it that's really challenging.
Do us a favor, leave it in the comment section what you think protection looks like for you, especially if you're a Black woman. We genuinely want to know.
And for women like her and all women who have been, unfortunately, in a violent situation, our heart goes out to you.
Absolutely.
We definitely don't take these types of situations lightly, where we know that it's traumatic to, as a woman, as a Black woman, to feel like you've been attacked and you feel unprotected. So our heart goes out to you guys, but we really do want to know what you guys think about this. We really, really do. This is such an important topic for us to talk about. Because
if Black men and Black women can protect each other, that means we're doing better together.
I like that.
See?
Catch us on the next one, y'all. Peace. Like and subscribe.